This is not. This is fresh. This is the start of the recording.
Oh, it was a brand new start.
Yes, we've only just gotten here to record this episode.
Oh.
Look,
Like Kevin.
sometimes life gives you second chances and you should take them.
Yeah.
Andrew Hamilton.
Oh, here we
Is
go.
that my cue to bring up Bill Cosby again? Is that what you were second chance?
Don't go back. Why would you go back?
Because
it
we're
was
talking
shit.
about-
It was shit, and you can move forward. And you're just like, let's reference something that no one's ever going to hear.
The fucking joke was that when we
See, tension
started.
is funny though.
Jesus
there we go.
Christ.
This tension is funny.
No, tension isn't funny.
Tension isn't funny.
I like the cabin when it's nice. We're all just having a giggle.
No
I enjoy
tension.
this.
All right.
I was watching. The assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford the other night.
Who's that?
Is Brad Pitt in that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Who's the director?
I can't remember who directed it, but it's a pretty shit movie in my opinion.
Okay,
And,
Spoilers.
It's yet another spoiler alert from Andrew Hamilton. It's got the name, the title of a film that you'd expect to be very good. Like when you call a film something like that, you're like, this is going to be fucking something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the title of a movie that thinks it's really good but is actually not that good.
Well, that's what happens when you don't deliver. You know, it's like a heartbreaking work of staggering genius. Like if that book was shit, oof,
What
he was
book
going
is
to eat
that?
it. Is that Eggers? I'm trying to get the name right.
Never heard of it.
I'll look it up. You guys saw it.
So I have realized that like in the frontier west, like in the old west, that a lot of the times when someone shot a guy in the back of the head, they were just like labeled a coward.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is not that far off. Like these days, like we changed from like a king hit, right? Mm-hmm. Which I thought was just a legendary way to punch someone.
That's what we all thought. Until that terrible tragedy when the legend came to life.
Yeah.
And now they call it a coward punch, right? But like when normally those bullies punch like some unsuspecting lemming on a street and
R.I.P.
and coward punch them.
Yes.
That's very different to these guys in the ye old west when they would like shoot someone in the back of the head, right? It was cowardly, but like, okay, the two ones I can think of are Jesse James and there was a guy called Wild Bill Hickok who got shot in the head while playing poker.
That guy's one of my favorite comics.
Wild Bill Hickok.
That was Bill Hicks's dad, right?
That's so funny. Bill Hicks had a cowboy character. Wild Bill Hickok.
Yeah, everyone thought it was the pancreatic cancer. No, shot in the back of the head. Very unfortunate.
It's just a horse ride.
I think from playing poker, his hand. There's a hand when you have an ace and an ace.
When you miss a joke, it makes me so sad because you'd enjoy it too. You know? You got a hand in poker.
I'm not here for
You're going to have to listen to this week's episode, Hammer. You're going to love it. I said something real funny before.
How about this is back? Like, told you were really funny last week. Sends a text. Yeah. So what? You were talking about poker?
Wait. Are we done on the coward thing? So do you think it's more...
So hold on. So while Bill Hickok, he was playing poker, and I think now when you play poker, there's a hand called the dead man's hand.
Oh.
Which is when you have an ace and an 8.
Oh.
And that's named after Wild Bill because that was what he had when he got shot in the back of the head.
An ace and
Right.
an 8.
Yeah.
This is Texas Hold'em. Those rules.
I think
You
it's
get 2 cards.
Yeah, correct.
Omaha?
Yep.
5-card draw?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Omaha and 5-card draw the same?
Don't know.
Okay. Well,
I'm just naming
Yeah, keep saying
poker
things.
stuff.
Yep.
No, like, in those films, there's like a poker scene and they just say everything really fast and everyone nods. And I'm like, I wish someone had asked, sorry, what? Can anyone explain the rules of this one? I know Hold'em. I got that. But it's really never that.
Yeah, I think it was cut out from the movie Rounders. I think it was like halfway through.
That would have been a great scene in Casino Royale.
John Malkovich with his Russian accent, just like abusing someone for having to get the rules explained to them.
That's so funny in in the James Bond thing. He's a dog where he's got the little eye patch and it's doing all the calculations of the cards. It's just like explaining the rules.
There'll be a 3-card flop followed by a river. Wait, turn and a river. Turn and a river.
Watching a YouTube video about poker.
How to bluff? Question mark. I just like a question. I have a question.
You are the small blind. So, anyway, both those instances, guys got shot in the head, but they were also famous gunslingers. So my argument would be, if If I had a beef with a gunslinger, I probably would shoot him in the back of the head as well. I wouldn't be challenging them to a duel.
Yes, and also if that kid in King's Cross turned out to be a gunslinger, then he got coward punched in the back of the head. If he turned out to run a kebab restaurant /run guns, then
Hey, it was an Italian restaurant.
Italian
We
restaurant.
got to stop propagating this myth. It was an Italian restaurant.
But that doesn't change the fact that the one in Surrey Hills, Fatima's, is still running guns.
Allegedly.
But not strippers.
Not strippers.
Yes.
They do not deal strippers.
At least not to you.
No. I got a real skimpy handgun. It's a concealed weapon, if you know what I mean.
Skippy handgun. Is Skippy handgun free tonight?
No, it's
she's
closing
working.
at the store.
Skippy handgun.
Skippy handgun's a comedian.
He opens for Wild Bill Hickok.
Man, it's a whole circuit out there. You just think it was the cabaret German dancers, but no.
So do you think that maybe shooting someone in the back of the head a coward, do you think that's unfair? You think it's actually quite brave?
I don't think it's brave. I just don't think it's as cowardly as has been made out.
Where does it lie, in terms of bravery, where does it lie between coward punching and coming out as a transgender woman? Where is the bravery?
Probably somewhere in the middle. And
Can we put a third ladder on there? Going over the top.
Going over the top. Oh, going over the top like Gallipoli.
Yep, one by one. Over the top. You're going.
Yeah.
Get in there.
well, there's a lot of hitmen, right, that shoot people in the back of the head. They don't get labelled as cowards.
When you say back of the head, in my head I hear execution because that's like it was an execution style killing.
Yeah, okay.
Nail, back of the head, which is like oddly like respectful, I guess.
But are you saying, does the person know they're being executed or it's a surprise execution?
Oh, you think it's
Surprise!
just
and you think it's less
hey,
cowardly?
hey, kneel down, close your eyes. I got a surprise for you. Oh, I really hope it's not a bullet. I really hope.
So if they're kneeling, it's less cowardly than if they were just sitting on a chair and shoot them in the back of the head.
No, I just think like you go behind them, like you nail, you kind of get to gather your thoughts, you get shot in the head, like
Yeah.
as opposed to like, hey, bang.
But what about snipers on the roof, like that kind of assassin, and they shoot someone in the back of the head? Is that cowardly?
I think a sniper, like
It's
there's
just a
no,
good shot.
you don't see him anyway. Yeah, I think the idea, like, because you're saying these are gunslingers.
These are gunslingers.
And gunslingers challenge each other, and the person who lives is the better gunslinger.
Yes.
So therefore, to shoot someone in the back of the head while they're playing poker is cowardly and cheating.
Well, yeah, but
Not much slinging involved.
No,
Just
zero.
gun.
Yeah,
All gun, no slinging.
all gun, no sling.
But if he had have waited on the roof and then waited for him to leave the poker game and then shot him like from the rooftop, that would have been less cowardly.
I believe the gunslinger is like the thing in Australian pubs back in the day where you turn the schooner glass upside down and you're like, I'll fight anybody. But that doesn't mean someone can come up and punch you in the back of the head. It means feel free to come over to my table and be like, shall we take it outside? And you're like, you see the schooner glass, off we go.
I've never heard of this before. This is a thing?
Yeah.
It's an open challenge.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Like,
if I
like
was
in the
a-
70s.
If I was at a pub and some guy put a schooner glass down and said, I fight anybody, and then some big guy punched him in the back of the head, I'd be like, fucking legend. I'd be like, that guy got what he deserved.
Well, I mean, I think you would have done well in the Wild West. You wouldn't have had a cool nickname like it wouldn't have been like the Double Dinner Kid. Like, that wouldn't have happened. But you would have lived potentially.
So I would have been Hamo the Coward. He's up to it again.
Absolutely, yeah. Old
15th person he's shot in
old
the back of the
cowardly
head.
Drew.
Cowardly Drew.
Cowardly Drew. He loves playing poker, but not for the reasons you'd think.
All these Middle Eastern gangs these days, they do these drive-by shootings where they just like shoot into someone's wall and drive off. That's quite cowardly. I think maybe
Oh, that was a warning, though.
I mean, surely part of them is hoping that one of the bullets hits someone, but
I'd like to speak on behalf of Flog when I say I have nothing against the Middle Eastern gangs. I think they're doing a great job.
And just so you know, we'll never disclose the address of the cabin.
there was something you were saying in the first crack at this we were recording before about the Alameddines. What was that about? Something quite critical, I think you said, Tom.
All right, Tom, I will edit that out. Hamo, just kidding.
Want to hear my thoughts on the Armadines? Tune in to the Patreon.
Jump over to the page. That'd be so funny if there was like a true crime podcast and the Patreon was just
Schnitzels? Just schnitzels? They do like a schnitzel Patreon?
just schnitzels. Snitches.
Snitches.
It's just us.
I couldn't. I'm very tired. I'm doing my best. But yeah.
Well, I think Middle Eastern gangs, if they were doing their little...
Can't we just broaden it to just gangs?
Nah.
You have to say Middle Eastern?
Come on, man. That's Who's killing each other? Read the news. Pick up a paper. I think these guys, if instead of just shooting each other like in Westfield car parks or whatever was going on, if they challenge each other to duels,
pistols at dawn?
Wetherall Park at midday or something like that. I don't know.
At midday?
Yeah.
Just so many people around.
Yeah, but like
They can gather.
Oh, no.
they're running kebab stores till late. They can't get up too early, you know.
Guys, we shut at 2 a.m. I can't do dawn. I smell of kebab meat. I'm tired.
My ankle will
Please.
be all off.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, you think you want Jules to make a comeback?
I'd be into it.
I think that these crime factions that are having it out should be having a more honourable face-off. Yeah.
I never thought about this. Do you reckon with Jules there was ever just like an innocent bystander, like the dude just missed?
Absolutely.
It's just like some guy's watching, like, oh, he's going to be sick. Oh, fuck.
If you're watching from behind the duel, I think you deserve what happens to you, really.
No, what if they just completely fuck it? Like, oh, no.
What if it's your first duel? What if you haven't been to one, you're excited to go.
Yeah,
You try to spin around, you
You're
just
like-
overshoot it like a
you're like-
skater on a rotation. You're like, oh, no.
Like, these seats are great, but why were they so cheap?
Oh, man, got an obstructed view again. I can barely see around his hat.
Or like sometimes they had guns so powerful that the bullet would go through the body, right? So it could technically it could. Have you seen that scene in Indiana Jones where like he has like a bunch of Nazis lined up and he shoots one pistol and it goes through like 4 of them? You could easily just go through and hit a spectator as well.
I thought the bullets with like the jewels were like, did they have the spiral thing or were they still like the balls? Like was it like the kind of like the ones they invented during the Civil War, right? That was like the bullet you could shoot better with.
Like a ball bearing.
No, like that was the old ones.
Okay.
And then it was like there was like a like in the barrel of the gun and on the bullet there was like a thing like a spiral to kind of make sure it went straight-ish.
I know what you mean.
Because like the old school like muskets were just like, yeah, I'm shooting this cunt, but someone else is getting
I think there was, I think Julie's been around for a while. I think there's been some increases in technology of the guns they were using.
But I'm talking Wild Bill Hillcock.
Yeah. So, I mean, even those guys sometimes just had like a 6-shooter.
A 6-shooter, yeah, that must be-
Put one bullet in.
Yeah, okay, that wouldn't have been the ball. That would
That would have been, yeah, okay.
No, it's a proper bullet.
But I'm pretty sure you hear about, there was an American president who got into lots of duels. And it was this whole kind of thing.
Adam? No. Is it Adams?
Was it Adams? Might be Adams.
John Adams? I'll look it up.
Well,
he like challenged like 100 people.
But
to, like,
apparently
duel
a lot of duels just would like, no one would die. Like they would both have their shot, they'd both miss, and they'd be like, all right, well, next time.
Or one guy would just take a bullet in the leg and he'd be like relatively fine.
I still think they'd get, like, at
The
that
win.
time, you win. You get the win.
Oh, you think he dies late?
Yeah,
later?
I would say so,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Andrew Jackson?
Andrew Jackson.
Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
There's also Alexander Hamilton from the stupid musical Hamilton that I loathe.
Did you see it?
I've seen it. I didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
I think we talked about that before. He died in a duel, which was like just a really dumb one about honor. It was someone's honor. I think it might be his.
Yeah, you're right. That is a dumb reason to duel.
Someone's honor. No one's doing that.
I think it should be something normal like territory. Hey, you see those shoes on that pole? This is my bit. Fuck off, cunt. Something dumb like honor. You would have shot someone in the back of the head during poker.
Absolutely.
You don't believe in honor. You got to challenge them.
And probably for lesser reasons than whatever this guy shot him for. I would have been like, oh, he beat me. I would like my money back.
He drank all the rum.
Oh,
I think that's fine.
For anyone watching along on YouTube, the light just fell apart.
The light box died.
Lighting fixtures just went limp in one end.
Yeah.
Pilot. Softbox made hardbox lighting.
Yes.
Well, that's like that for now. I can't fix it.
That's fine. Yeah, I always thought it's strange in matters of life and death when there are rules. You think about duels where it's like, all right, it's this many paces, turn and shoot. And it's like, but I could just shoot him now. It's like, yeah, but don't do that.
But that would be
We'd hate
dishonorable.
that. Yes, okay. But we're fighting for territory, not honor.
That's true. No, but I agree. Like, it's crazy. It's just like, hey, 10 steps, then turn around. I'd be like, I'm going 8.
Prove it.
They would have called you a coward, right?
It was my trick ear. You know? I've been in so many of these duels. My hearing is fucked.
Jules going to VAR.
It's like a duel ref. That's the signal.
Hey, yeah, you did foul. Unfortunately, your opponent's dead, so we don't really know what to do about this.
Some guy in a ruffled shirt running over to watch the footage back, and it's a guy just like drawing the duel.
Yeah, the duel ref sponsored by OPSM.
Foot over the line. Play it again.
Play it
back.
again.
No, he's
Replay.
dead. Oh, he's dead.
No, but that's why you have your first. I think you had a first drop in a duel.
First drop. What's that mean?
I thought that was like, you stand in,
Oh, you substitute.
yeah, or like I don't know if it's like a substitute or like if you die, the next guy can continue the duel
Oh, right.
on your behalf.
I've never heard that one
I
before.
thought
Where
there was
does
something
it
like
end?
that.
Nah.
No,
You lost the duel. It's over.
but then someone else is like, actually,
Well, so you can be like laying there with a bullet in your stomach going, avenge me.
Hey, tap in.
like wrestling, just shaking the hand, seeing if he's going to tap. And the guy turns away, walks out the entrance ramp. No! I would fucking love that. No, I mean, what was I going to... Damn it. My brain actually doesn't work today. I had a thing about the... Look, yeah, most of my knowledge of duels, I think, comes from film and the Knights of Sidonia video clip for Muse.
Oh, is there a duel on that?
There's a duel. Not seen that.
On the moon?
No.
That's like...
on a planet?
Oh, maybe it's not a duel. Maybe it's a hanging.
A hanging.
And they save him from a hanging.
They're pretty different.
They are different.
They're very different. Lot of honor in a hanging, I think. No cowards in a hanging.
Walk 10 steps up onto this platform.
Yeah.
Put the rope around your neck, and yep, you're the loser of the duel.
You've been here before. You've seen this.
You figured it out.
You'll work it out. Everyone gets it first time. It looks complicated. It's very easy.
Trust me, you have to do very little. Where do you think? Be honest with yourself. In the westerns, like in that, where do you fit in? I'm not the duel guy.
No.
I'm not dueling at dawn.
You're
I
not
don't think so. I think I'd be law abiding. I wouldn't be like a sheriff.
Oh,
I think I'd have like some kind of small business,
no, I'd run
like Muggleton Saloon.
I'd run a small town, a group of outlaws. Nah, I'd be robbing banks.
It'd be robbing banks.
Yeah, I'd be robbing banks. Yeah. And we wouldn't be dueling, I'll tell you that much. Right? It'd be, if
Until
anyone
what-
wanted to fight me, they had to fight my whole posse. It would be hiding from you.
Until one day you get caught robbing banks and you turn into quite a successful entertaining career. Make way from town to town, telling stories about the times you robbed banks and what you learned along the way.
I don't know what you're talking about. Tom. Can't relate.
That'd be so funny. Like the hangman's like, all right, any last words? Like, well, I've got a book. I got a book idea and I got some food reviews. Do you want to hear those? He's like, nah.
Jokes about the time I assassinated Jesse James by the coward Andrew Hamilton.
They just look like, in every Western movie,
If only any of us knew how to read.
any Western movie, they always seem like the guys that are having the most fun. The
The
outlaws.
ones running the banks.
The ones that are outlaws.
Not running.
You know?
The ones running the banks.
I thought you were talking just about the rampant sexism of the Wild West. It's just like the guys seem to be having more fun. I'm like, I agree. I've never seen a chick in a Western slap the bar and say, barkeep, and they slide a bourbon over.
I'd be drinking, I'd be whoring, and I'd be just, riding horses and robbing banks till I would die at the ripe old age of probably 30.
Yeah. I think that's probably adventurous, 30. I reckon 22.
Yeah, okay, that's quite young.
That's a bit hurtful, mate. This is Hammo's hypothetical Western life.
Yeah.
Saying 22? Can't do much whoring at 22.
No, it's
only a good 8 years of whoring.
It'll be syphilis that gets you, but
I knew I shouldn't have fucked that horse.
whoring. I heard horsing.
Horseplay? Is it not that?
You're saying I'd be the easy E of the West. I'd just die early from sexual diseases.
Did Easy die of AIDS?
Yeah.
Okay.
From chicks, apparently.
Yeah, so he says.
Allegedly. He's not here to defend himself. He would say that.
That would be like, pretty amazing for like the NWA, like Eazy-E, like proper Crip, like deathbed's like, nah, it was fellas. I was fucking gay and very tough.
Yeah.
Deal with that.
They would have sworn an oath to never mention that. It would have been terrible for their street cred.
Yeah, Fuck the Police was initially a love song.
I love a man in uniform.
So Hammer's an outlaw. Dan, did you say what you think you run a saloon?
Yeah, barkeep, I reckon.
So, but you think would you cater for Hammer's outlaws? Would you look after them when they come in, or would you?
Oh, I'd have to.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Otherwise, they'd shoot me in the back of the head.
So, but no, you
These are
wouldn't be
dishonorable
like,
people.
You wouldn't be the
Wouldn't be cowardly,
saloon
though.
you wouldn't be the saloon that seeks out the outlaw crowd, but when they roll through, you'll look after them.
Yeah, I'd be respectable. I'd be balding, like dishcloth over the shoulder, shining the glass, spitting
Yeah.
into it, that kind of vibe.
I don't think there's any Western movie in the history of film where the barkeeper's like, oh no, we can't serve you guys because you're...
Hey, how many have you had tonight?
Sorry, fellas, no gang colours. You know how it is.
Yeah, what color's your horse? Blue? Get it out of here. No, this is a red horse town.
I think I could see you, Dan, as a snake oil salesman, traveling from town to town,
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
dishing out wares.
Yeah.
I think you'd have a shinier mustache.
You would have a shiny mustache.
Yep.
Be a bit longer, and have a
like
twirl up at the end.
I'm picturing suspenders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a big hat.
Oh, a huge hat.
Huge
Like
hat.
an overcompensating hat.
Oh, yeah.
Like crazy. And I do like the kind of there will be blood thing, like my family man.
Yeah.
And then just like have these kids who look nothing like me. I'm like, don't worry about them. they're mine. I bought them.
Are those fake mustaches on those children? I don't know what you're talking
I don't know
about.
what you're talking about, sir. Yeah, I like that. And then I don't know. I've actually got Tom. I know what Tom is.
Please. I'm sure it's going to be hurtful.
No, I think you're gonna like it. Governor.
Ooh, I'd love to be the governor.
Yeah, you could be the governor. With your current political views, you'd be quite left leaning.
He's running on a very progressive platform. He wants to allow women to just like be there
Yeah, what would your policies be as governor?
out of the Wild West. I'm a very pro Hamilton governor. I'm very pro the Hamilton gang.
I just
Keep the crime out of the town.
we don't mind. Keep it in our bank. The proceeds, our bank. The crime, other town.
Yeah.
And then Tom's taking like a campaign photo on a horse in a lake in front of the Statue of Liberty.
Well, the government ran, they had those dodgy guys that used to hunt down the outlaws, right? Named the Pinkertons.
The Pinkertons. I've played Red Dead Redemption. I'm aware.
The Pinkertons.
Is that their specific like name, like their profession? You're a Pinkerton?
Yeah.
I thought you were
I think it was a Pinkerton agency, I think. And so
Yeah.
if you worked for the Pinkertons, you were like these bounty hunters, essentially.
bounty hunter was what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking
These guys, but they work for the government. They get paid.
Work for the government.
Yeah, they work for the government.
So they're like mercenaries. But, you know, at this point, probably not Russian.
Oh my God, Pinkerton still exists as a company.
Wow.
It was founded in 1850, a private security guard and detective agency run by the Scottish-born American Cooper Allen Pinkerton.
Oh,
And
that is an
Al-
old-timey name. Cooper Allen Pinkerton. I'm a family man. Now, who do you want me to kill?
No, so actually Cooper was his profession.
What?
Like a barrel cooper, like the people who make the barrels. See this guy?
Okay.
Oh,
That's where like the name Coopers comes
We're
from.
learning so much.
Yeah.
I thought Cooper was their last name,
Wait,
the
so-
beer company.
So what is the Pinkerton agency doing in 2024?
Now they're a detective agency, I think.
They're not. Is that not where Dog the Bounty Hunter works?
Are they still strong-arming people and, you know?
Here we go. Services, security
off.
management, risk. I mean, they have a Wikipedia page, so I assume not. Security management, risk management, consulting, investigations, employment screening, protective services, security, crisis management, intelligence services.
What a pivot
Huge pivot.
from being basically guns for hire that were a bit heavy-handed from all reports. from
Police,
every movie
police
I've
without a badge? Is that the idea?
seen. Yeah, basically.
Like what? Like Black Ops? But back then it was White Ops.
Well, I think they just went around catching and killing all criminals or taking them to the noose by any means necessary.
Yeah, don't cheat
You know,
the hangman, you know?
They would be very heavy-handed with their friends and family to get information, to extract the info.
Some enhanced interrogation methods.
Yeah.
Sure.
Waterboarding.
Waterboarding.
You think that's been around since the 1800s?
I'll be honest. I don't think they had the water for that back in the day.
Waterboarding.
Just like, oh yeah, the donkey with the huge tank of water, just in case they don't tell us immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take these guys to the lake. It's a 7-day hike.
That's why all the Pinkertons rode camels. I like it. Oh, do you reckon being a hangman would have been good, or do you reckon it would have been rough?
I think it would have been easy.
Easy?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I would need to know why.
But what if you're trying to hang a Hamilton, a man with no neck?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they say that like some people's their necks break as soon as they fall, but then some they just then that's when they start to choke to death, right?
That's when they wriggle.
Yeah,
But that's when you can get the shot off and free them.
That's right. It has to be a good shot, though.
Has to be a good shot.
I think I would survive the neck snapping element.
Yes, I'd agree with that. Mine would not make it whatsoever.
Yours is like balsa wood. This is just I can't see.
Yeah, my neck floats
Your spine is just going to snap. Yeah, and so
immediately.
I think I would survive that, and then I would choke to death unless I had one of my gang of outlaws loyal
to take the shot.
take a shot, and it'd have to be a bloody good shot.
So you're talking about shooting through the rope. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the classic.
Come on.
Haven't you seen any movie where this happens? I think I've seen it in Robin Hood, even with a bow and arrow.
Yep, that's happened. I mean, it's like if one of the actors listed on the poster is hanged in the first 30 minutes. I don't think it's happened. You know,
Yeah.
Like, I think someone's taking a shot here.
Then his mate from the earlier scenes, who happened to be really good at archery or at shooting, maybe coming to the rescue.
Yeah, that would have been a really like surprise ending to Billy Madison. Like Adam Sandler's about to be hanged and Norm Macdonald takes the shot and waves. Oh, is it Norm Macdonald or is it the other guy? Fred Armisen?
No, it's Buscemi. Steve Buscemi.
Buscemi.
Yeah.
God damn it. What a tenuous link for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucked it.
I was always have to do
did
with
fuck
hanging.
it.
You're talking about he comes in and he
Comes in and
shoots the guy.
he shoots the
The guy's going to get the company. What's his name?
Marv, Kevin,
The business ethics guy. He can't answer the question about business
Business
ethics.
ethics.
And he pulls out the gun.
Oh,
gross.
yeah.
Did you see that guy's balls? They were weird looking.
What's his? I'm going to look it up. But this is a bad riff and it's completely my fault. And I apologize.
You got a new phone, Dan? New phone?
Yeah.
Look at you. And because I noticed you've got the red Daniel Muggleton cover, not the blue Daniel Muggleton cover.
Eric Gordon, played by Bradley Whitford,
Eric.
who you might know better from The West Wing.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him in it.
Well, that's
He's
good to get
a good
closure on a bit we're going to edit out.
For any floggers on the Patreon where it's unedited, congrats.
It's so funny trying to position an unedited podcast as a value add where it's like we just couldn't be bothered taking it out, to be honest.
Hey guys, do you want the real truth? You sign up to the Patreon, you will know what happened to Tower 7.
Yeah. How many podcasts were like unedited, unfiltered? Like, look, you could probably afford to filter a little. To be honest, it's not all raw opinions.
Yeah,
Some of it's dead ends.
It's a big rebrand. Hey, it's like, hey, first draft. There are so many commas in this fucking podcast, brother.
I put out a 3-hour podcast interview I did with Graham Abbo Henry. Are we allowed to say that?
We've
been
said
through
it
this.
before, so.
This is a callback now.
But it was like a good half an hour where he was talking about like him going walking in the bushes and like thinking this assassin was rowing on a boat in a lake, like just scoping him out to kill him. And like it went for so long. And I really could have edited heaps of that out, including many more bits of the podcast. But I didn't have a team and I didn't know how to edit, so I just put out everything that I recorded.
Well, it's great you brought it here.
With the exact same energy.
The exact same energy. Now we can edit it out. We have a team. What a relief. You're going to love this.
It's come full circle.
I like the idea of that podcast with you and Graham Abbo Henry is you just bleep out Abbo every time you say it. It's great to have here on the podcast, Graham. Beep, Henry.
Well, he famously didn't think he was Aboriginal. He thought he was Spanish, and he thought people were just calling him Abbo because he had brown skin. But then he did like a
23andMe.
He did a test later. It was like, yeah, you're Aboriginal. He was like, oh, so that name was accurate.
Yeah. Turns out those people were being pretty racist.
I mean, I don't know. If, like, in the 80s, was that as racist as like we think it is now?
I mean, Who knows?
Yeah, what about, the term...
Just, my brain just like tapped out in wrestling. Let's end it.
What about...
You're supposed to be our specialist in these topics.
Yeah, this does not bode well for the first 3 months of fatherhood for a podcast that's going to last a lot longer.
I mean, eventually I'll get the kid on. He can talk.
Man, he's going to ask you questions about the world. You're going to go, don't know.
You're going to have to bleep his name.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, bleep it, Josh.
Sorry.
Bleep it. 29.
Sorry.
Tell me about that. What is it? Because I know Bill Burr famously just said, "I'm never going to mention my kids' names on anything."
Yeah.
What's give me the thought process behind it?
Not mentioning their names.
Yeah.
Well, there's like the very practical thing where it's like someone turns up to a place, says his name, is like, he knows me, she knows me, because women can be kidnappers too.
Yeah, it's 2024.
Statistically, like quite a small percentage, but
Yeah. I mean, obviously, a man did that math, but yes.
But women can be statisticians too.
Yeah, a very small percentage. But yeah, like just that very practical concern.
So
And then,
security-
like, you just don't want. I mean, I've said it on the stage, like live, because like there's some like jokes that I'm like kind of trying, and I haven't figured out like a fake name or a way around it yet. But I'm just like, hey guys, be cool.
So, okay, if they're willing to buy tickets to a show, they can know your son's name and potentially kidnap him.
Well, no, it's just they'll likely
Tune into the Patreon to hear Dan's son's name and date of birth, blood
be-
type.
it's going to be on the top tier of the Patreon. You got to pay the money. No tight asses. They're getting that name.
And you get to vote for the next one.
we will be polling the floggers.
Oh,
Mary, I'm so sorry, but the floggers went with Bodie McBoatface.
it's Andrew Abbo Muggleton. Oh, I thought he was Spanish.
Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, just that thing. You just want the kind of privacy and stuff. Like the same reason I don't post any photos of him, like, you know,
Yep.
with his face. Even as a baby, that like obviously his face is going to change significantly.
Yeah, you put the... Oh, imagine if it didn't. You're gonna put the emoji on the face. You're doing those ones, aren't you? You're putting the...
No, I put my face on his face.
Oh, you did that
People
once.
find it horrifying.
It is a little bit odd.
It
It's
is
upsetting.
horrifying.
Yeah, but it's funny.
I had a face swap app that I used to swap my nephew's face with my face one time. And like, just thinking that I go fully developed face on a baby or a baby's underdeveloped face on a normal person looks terrifying.
That's how I think about babies' faces. Underdeveloped. Can't wait till they finally build a unit block here.
Oof, one day. You're going to gentrify that face.
It's getting wider. Yeah, so I wouldn't use the app, like, because I don't like those apps either. Like any of those face aging apps. Like Mary's fucking done it with my head annoyingly, but like, you know, I'm very like anti all that stuff.
And do you think that's because whoever made that app now has your face?
Correct.
Yeah.
I just
it's
don't
a
like
data
it.
thing.
Absolutely, data collection. It's like, you know, when Facebook was like in its early days, and it's like, which Harry Potter house are you in? And it's just like, you know, trying to find out if they can sell you a Zempic 10 years later.
Do you remember the website Flickr for photos?
Ooh, yeah.
It was sort of early days when there wasn't really a place. I think it was pre-Instagram for people to kind of put photos.
Was this like the nice version of 4chan? Was it like that kind of thing?
No, it was more kind of file hosting than
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
But there was basically a clause that you clicked when you signed up for it, which says you don't own these photos anymore. And then they would sell the rights to advertisers, but they can just help yourself to any photo you want, and you can use it to make ads.
As like a stock photo?
Well, yeah, it's like stock photo, but it's not stock photo because it's
Yeah.
open slather.
Yeah, no, just like, look, obviously for people like us who, you know, our face exists recorded, like aging, like, you know, if you want to take our faces, you fucking can. Like,
Yeah.
there's like heaps of videos and all that kind of shit. Whereas like with my kid, I'm just kind of like, maybe the internet is going to be regulated by the time he looks like he's going to look. So let's just give him a chance, you know?
You know, there's that thing that apparently they only need 3 hours of you speaking, and they can create that AI robot where they can just make you say whatever the fuck you want.
Totally.
That's very frightening.
I'm not too worried about that yet because I did hear.
I mean, are we not using that as an excuse?
That's what this is right now.
Yeah.
This is a script.
Yeah, obviously I didn't say any of those things. Flog Cabin was a bot.
This is just
And a pretty homophobic bot.
this is just Tombot, Hambot, and Mugbot just talking to each other.
Tombot, handbot, mugbot. That's sick.
Yeah, we're actually at the beach.
And by the way, it was Russian territory, and they deserve to have it back. I think if you asked the people who lived there, they would be glad.
Yeah, have you guys heard about this Palestine propaganda?
Mugbot. Yeah, that's sick. But yeah, that's, we're fucked. Like we're you know what I mean? Like
I was at this event with JT Fox, who was that insane guy that had Vince Vaughn out.
yes.
And he had this bit where he had
was it 9 figures?
9 figures. 9 figures.
Nine figures.
High 9
High
figures.
9 figures.
And he was going on about like all these people that he networks, and he had this video with all these famous people. But then it cut to like just his voice being like JT Fox, and it was Morgan Freeman's voice, right? And but it was like clear that it was not Morgan Freeman, it was AI Morgan Freeman, but it was like it was still shit. And I was like, I can see what he's trying to do, and it must trick a couple of idiots in the room. But I was like, this is not the real guy.
And then afterwards, they hear you saying that, like, that wasn't actually Morgan Freeman, like, Mr. Hamilton. You've been identified as one of the smartest people in this room. We're here to offer you further training with JT Fox.
The platinum tier, welcome.
Welcome. Not everyone gets invited here, but you, Mr. Hamilton.
I really like the idea. It's like an old school where it's like, my friend, JT Fox, always used to say, get busy living or get busy dying. That's Morgan Freeman?
I didn't think much of JT Fox. First day. First day out,
Just like the 1990s like phone board celebrity prank call thing.
It's March of the Penguins. Did you know that JT Fox walks from one side of the Arctic to the other to incubate his eggs?
Did you see there was that politician the other week who got done? There was a photo of him with like a rolled nose doing drugs, and he was like, no, this is not me. That's like someone's AI'd my face.
And then they proved it or something?
I think they said it was unlikely, but like that was his excuse.
Dude, of course.
We're going to see more and more of that. I think.
It's amazing. It's plausible deniability for everything.
Yeah.
Like it's just reasonable doubt.
Okay. The trick to doing that, though,
Here we go.
I think, is to leak an AI photo of you doing coke that they can then check and be like, oh yeah, it was AI. So that when they do get a real one of you, you can be see the dummy again.
That's smart. That's good stuff.
But Hammer, you're doing it with today's paper. We can see the date very clearly.
See, you did the double bluff. You stitch yourself up the first time so that you can get away with it the second time.
It's amazing how broad you think Double Jeopardy is.
That wasn't me. That was Hambot.
And let me tell you, Hambot had an excellent evening. Should we do a pilot ad? We're pretty much in the middle.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is early for a pilot ad for us.
Dan has written a pilot ad for me.
Yes, I have. As you know, it's brought to you by Pilot Men's Health. We write each other an ad to read every week. Hamo, enjoy. Oh, wait, it didn't come through?
No.
WhatsApp is being dodgy.
Only when it's coming to you.
There we go. It's a little bit long.
This is a long one. Okay. All right.
Get in there. I think I wrote it ahead of time because I remember what happened in our school reports.
G'day, floggers. It's your boy Drew here.
What a read.
Drew.
Here.
Yeah.
That is actually Hambot.
I think Hambot would have got it.
Good day, floggers. It's your boy Drew. As some of you may know, I've personally suffered from ED, but only when I'm having sex with women I'm not attracted to. Now, I'm sure a few of you think, yes, Andrew, that makes sense. Maybe you shouldn't be having sex with them in the first place. But to them I say, my body, my choice. I'm not about to let nature tell me who I can and can't push rope into. Rope? That's why men invented science in the first place. I want my cock's hardness.
Do you want a minute?
I want my cock's hardness is a medical certainty regard. What is this supposed to say? I want my cock's hardness.
To a medical certainty.
Okay. I want my cock's hardness to a medical certainty regardless of whether I'm not attracted to the lady I'm having sex with. I don't want her to know I'm not into it based on the lack of blood concentration in my shaft. If she picks up on the other clues during the act, like the fact I'm checking how many Instagram followers I have or listening to the Flog Cabin podcast, that's on her. But my cock, with pilot's help, is keeping my secret. That, even if I'm not into you physically, I will still have sex with you if you laugh at my stories during dinner and second dinner. Pilot, soft made possible. Passable. What? Pilot, soft made passable. Save $20 on your first order with Floggers 20 at checkout. Pilot, hard made easy. Pretty good.
Ugh.
I mean, all of it a bit of a mixed bag, I think.
Yeah, I was like,
But it
this
was
is.
my rating, but it was your poor writing.
I think that one could go either way. I don't know who the blame lies with on that.
We'll let the Floggers decide.
Yeah. Every now and again, I'm like, can I write anything for anyone else? I don't know.
You've done good. You've done good.
I think you've done.
Pilot ads in the
I think you've
past?
done a good one.
But I think I'm off the boil.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
you've done-
obviously, but
Yeah. I was really happy with that one. I was like, my body, my choice. That's a funny thing for a man to say.
yeah.
Men invented science. That's funny too.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something funny, like some kind of wordplay around Roe v. Wade for women who aren't attractive.
I think you could have really played up just how
I'd
repulsive.
fuck both Roe and Wade.
Yeah.
You could have really played up just how repulsive these women are.
Yeah, but that's a hammer tactic.
Yeah.
I'm going to call them ugly in 5 different words.
Yeah.
Go on. Do it, Hammer.
They got a head like a chewed minty. What else?
No, so I'm sorry, I put you on this one. Never mind. What else have you guys put up to?
What's that one that used to be from like Matt Stone and Trey Parker about how ugly someone was? It was like your face is so ugly. I wouldn't if you were a forest fire. It looks like a forest fire. Someone's trying to put out a forest fire with a screwdriver. I really like that one. Grotesque. Fuggo.
Here we go.
Monghead.
Don't know about Monghead.
Yeah, that's.
Can I say Monghead?
It's funny how the word, because mongoloid is one of those words that, like, in other countries is super off limits, right? Like in the UK, that's up there with retard, I believe.
Oh, I've been called Mong heaps. I didn't think it was too offensive.
Yeah, I mean, when it's a doctor saying it.
You are actually medically Mong,
Yeah,
Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah, for gender, it just says Mong.
yeah. The M and MD stands mongoloid detector.
Yeah. I can't think. Oh, there was like a good one, like in the roast. It was like Gilbert Gottfried. You look like you smell like pee.
What's all those good ones from when we were younger, like prawn, obviously, which was when you like keep the body but you rip off the head.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Butterface. Good from far, far from good.
Good from far, far from good's pretty good. I like that.
From Scrubs was HFFA, hot from far away.
Okay.
Good from far, far from good, hot from far away. Big goggles, you know, like kind of
What
stuff.
about? Do you guys remember when like frigid was like a huge
Frigid.
insult? That was
Yeah.
like big, dude. She's frigid.
Yeah, she wouldn't.
What happened? She wouldn't let me finger her in year 6. It's like, what? That seems fine.
Yeah, frigid.
Dude, yeah, frigid was a big accusation.
I think it still exists.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon kids in school are still saying frigid? I mean, none of the ones I've been eavesdropping on do.
I would love to know what the most common, like, the new slang is at that age.
Well, I mean, the one, like, because...
Skibbity.
Skibbity? Sorry?
What?
I mean, that's what are these terms that the kids are using these days.
Skibbity? What does it mean?
I don't know. It's just have you
What?
not? No, you don't.
I mean, you and I both reach for our phones. An excuse to not be in this conversation right now.
Skibbity.
Skibbity.
Wait, did you say, like, what? Use it in a sentence first. I don't want to see what the meaning is.
Country of origin?
That's absolute skibbity.
Right.
Okay, here we go. What's up with people using skibbity as an adjective? This is on Reddit. Answer. Oh my God.
It's an adjective?
Phantom tax refers to a content creator that playfully steals his friend's food,
That's not right.
and they call it the
come on.
skibbity is just making fun of slang. I'm sure you know it's in reference. I don't know what this was saying. I'm very confused.
It's
This explanation is worse than the word skibbity.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was possible.
It's a humorous.
Here you go. The entire thing is just slang people are making fun of and using for no reason, as is most slang. Okay, so it doesn't really mean.
Also, it's like meta slang.
I think so. I think it's like.
Ugh, the new generation sucks.
I hate slay a lot. I'm surrounded by slay so much now.
Yeah, but slay's older. Like that's chicks that are at pubs saying slay whenever like their friend like does something mildly interesting.
I thought slay was gay dudes.
I think it was, and then it was
drag queens?
It was commandeered by straight women.
Now, any white chick posting on Instagram any story which is like even mildly interesting, all her friends are like, slay. Oh my God, slay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said it in like conversation, but people said it to me and I found it baffling.
We're going around. So we've done this before. Slay is
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
For chicks.
Yeah, we've done that.
We've done that, but what was I going to say? So that
We haven't done skibbity.
we haven't done skibbity because skibbity isn't real.
This is like episode 56, right?
Yeah.
Are we just on a year-long cycle where we just replay the hits? We have 52 episodes. We keep doing it again.
Actually, Australia's only seasonal podcast.
I told you about when I was at the movie Australia with Baz Luhrmann. Hugh Jackman.
So actually, one thing that's right in the cabin wheelhouse is the wheel cabin, for fuck's sake.
Wheel cabin. Why wheel cabin?
Because wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. Yeah,
Wheel
okay.
cabin.
All right.
Hamo got it.
I got it. But
Yeah.
it wasn't funny, but yep, I got it.
Hey, they're not all hits. The album's got to have 12 tracks, all right? Not everything's a single. So, there was a news story, a private schoolboy news story. Did you guys see
Oh,
it?
yes. I was going to save that for the Patreon.
Oh, well, okay. I guess I got
We can
nothing to
talk
talk
about it
about.
now.
I got another thing we can talk about.
Okay.
All right. So when I was on
This
my
is how you know we
honeymoon-
got heaps of momentum. All three of us being like, we can talk about it.
anything, please.
Anything you want.
Start. Take your time.
Any topic. It's just nice to be heard.
So on my honeymoon, we had an overnight flight, a red eye from New York to Barcelona, and we were in the row of three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the aisle. Beatty is in the middle. Stranger on the window.
Mm-hmm.
8-hour flight. We get on at like 6 p.m. New York time. We arrive like 7 a.m. Barcelona time. So you're trying to sleep through.
Yep.
How many times is appropriate for the person at the window to ask to get out to go to the bathroom?
In an 8-hour flight?
An 8-hour
I'd
flight.
say 3 max.
I think so. It was 3. I think that's too many.
I think 3 is fine. Because you can get like when you first take off before people are kind of like sleeping, then you go like after meal, then you go before landing, so you don't have to pee in the airport. 3.
One of them was mid-meal, which I took a particular offense
Mid-meal is
That's-
unacceptable.
all right,
Unacceptable.
Unless you're about to have some kind of
I
accident.
thought you were going to come here with some crazy number.
Yeah, I know.
3's not that high.
This is super reasonable. Because I thought it was going to be like they're paying a lot. And in which case, it's their responsibility to say like, hey, I'm actually going to go to the bathroom a lot. We should switch. So I'll take aisle. You guys take middle and window.
Agree, but you think 3 is
Totally fine.
You're entitled to the window seat.
I think it's at the higher end, but I think it's not crazy that every couple of hours.
I think it's over under. I think it's 2.5.
2.5.
I think under 2.5 is fine. I think over 2.5 is crazy.
3's fine.
It's not crazy.
If you
But
hit
you
5.
shit like once a week or something like that. Like you don't have the
Guilty.
same. You don't have the same viewpoint on people going to the bathroom that we may have.
Yeah. I mean, on a red eye, Hammer wants to do heaps of coke. So he's going to the bathroom a lot.
If I'm sitting there smashing beers, like I might get up a few times if I'm.
Well, check this out. I haven't drunk on flights properly in a while. I used to when I was younger, but just the consequences are so dire that you're like, oh my God. But now I've got the AFL Grand Final and I'm like flying down Saturday morning. And obviously I want to get fucking buzzed before I land. But the lounge doesn't serve alcohol till midday.
Oh.
Is that fucked? Like, I thought you should it's just available. Like, people on flight time are on weird time. Like, you don't get to tell me it's unacceptable to have a beer at 11. You dogs.
I mean, there are other bars that aren't the lounge where you
but
can get
I
a
don't
beer.
want to pay for it, Hammer.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're just making.
Would they be
Problems
open
for
though?
yourself.
You think the regular bars would be open?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
the lounge isn't.
Oh, domestic?
Yes.
Domestic?
Domestic.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh my God, yes. You think I haven't had an 8 a.m. domestic flight beer at a fucking... Yes. It'll be open.
domestic ale for a domestic flight.
Yes. But I have found that there's been a few times where I've done like the small bid to like upgrade to business and got it, or done it on points. And that is prime time drinking. If you're flying business...
Can I drink on the flight?
Yeah.
Can I?
Business. They'll give you some champers.
But what about econ? Can I?
Nah.
You can't.
Wait, I don't know.
Qantas.
Qantas. I don't think so.
They may do. I think you got more chance than like the lounge. Obviously, is closed. I think that
Interesting. I thought I was just fucked. I thought it was just
buy a
like.
drink. I think you could buy one of the flight, but definitely in
Fucked is such an overreaction. I'm fucked.
Hey, no.
The weekend's ruined.
How am I going to enjoy this game if I'm not pissed from before midday?
Hey. Let's be sensible now. You guys are being ridiculous. Paying 3 times on a head flight is fine.
That is fine.
That's totally fine.
Yep.
But so I land at like 11-ish in Melbourne. The game, like kickoff, is 2:45.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. From airport to a comm to MCG, not a lot of time. Like it's actually quite tight. The lines at the MCG are going to be fucking hectic to get a drink. I need beers. I need them. I need to pre-game on the flight.
Is this what I sound like most of the time as when I'm a problem alcoholic? Because this
This is a problem alcoholic. This is a special day.
is
It's a special
It's
day.
a special day.
Was it the same on your wedding day? I need beers.
I could bring my own then.
Yeah, well, you can bring your own to the flight for sure.
You can't bring your own alcohol on the flight.
I reckon you can.
Can have a little.
That's some degenerate behavior. If you're like, filling a water bottle full of vodka, being like, yeah, come on.
Fuck, do you want to be a degenerate or not? Which side of the aisle are you
I don't
on?
think I'm being a degenerate. I think being like having a couple of beers on the plane, like you're flying down for a sporting event. Like you want to get in the
I think
spirit.
you might. Upgrade a business. You could definitely get drinks there, or
Okay.
otherwise.
I'll think about it. I'll look into it.
I've been on flights at like 9 a.m. And flew business, and they give you give you sparkling champagne or no sparkling wine from like 9 a.m.
Okay. I thought I was just like getting burnt because I'm like in the States. I was like flying early and like you fucking do whatever you want.
Americans are different, yeah.
Freedom did.
But hold on, so you land at 11-ish,
Yeah.
and then an hour to get to the hotel.
Yeah, like half hour, like, land, walk.
Hour to get to the hotel,
Uber,
and then
blah.
you got what 2.5 hours to get from the hotel to the venue.
But 2, because you got to get in, find your seat, like do the
But if
thing.
you were going to a game at the SCG, would you be starting at and it's playing at 3 p.m.? Would you start drinking at 9 a.m.?
No.
What's the grand final, dude?
But it's because it's the grand final. That's the thing.
Yeah. This isn't home and away, brother. This is
Understand how
finals.
sport works. His team's in the grand final.
Maybe prelim qualifying final.
Do you not understand what September means?
Tell
it. Fucking explain it. No,
Yeah.
like it's like so exciting. I've never been to the grand final before, like, and it's weird because you're on your own.
You go by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like I know people who are going, but like everyone kind of sits individually. I think.
Because that's the only way to get tickets.
Yeah.
By yourself.
It's like a lot of that. So like it's gonna be like odd,
Yeah.
but I'm really looking forward to it.
It depends. If you're surrounded by Swans fans, it'll be great. Because then you can just bond over how good or bad it's going.
Yeah, but like a bit of chat's fine, bit of chirp.
Yeah.
You'll have time to at least find 1 or 2 pubs to stop at on the way to get a couple of pints in.
Or
I
roadie.
hope so.
Get a roadie?
Oh, definitely a roadie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's weird because I was looking at it and I'm like, have I fucked this? Should I have like flown down like fucking early and then just like hit the pub from like 10 a.m.? Like, I just feel like a real amateur.
These are the tough questions in life.
It's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Because you want to support the team.
Is he the
Yeah.
two
Like
of
the
yours?
boys need me
Well,
to be pissed.
last time the Parramatta Eels were in the grand final, I think we went into Homebush real early, just to set up camp and
set up camp. He's got tents. Build a fire.
just sitting at the Novacell from fucking midday for a fucking 6 p.m. game or something. Just
Was this 2009?
that is
Or the more recent? They were in one.
No, that was the
recently,
one. That was the one that I went to.
But you did. They were in it again. 2
Yeah,
years
they
ago, weren't you?
were a couple of years ago, but I didn't go to that one.
Was that when like the one that you went to when Jared Hayne just like dragged him? Like
Yeah.
that one where it was just
Yeah.
like that insane season?
So I was working in the media team at the Eels at the time, so I had access all areas pass, and we were like,
How many lives have you had? You're like a fucking cat.
and the Eels won 7 in a row
Yeah.
to get make 8th on the table and scrape into the grand final.
I feel like you'd walk through the Parramatta HQ and you'd see like the team photo from like 1947, and there's just Hamo the way he looks now. It's like The Shining.
What, you mean like the portrait of Dorian Gray? Like
Yeah.
it's just his portrait aging somewhere, but Hamo is eternal.
No, I'm saying more. Hamo exists outside of space and time.
Ah.
He's just a constant through life. He actually was the coward, Robert Ford.
There's just a photo of Eric Growth Senior and me next to each other. brother.
Yeah, you see like the President Andrew Hamilton. You're like, wait a second, that's fucking Hamo. I can tell he's got that Greek tragedy on his sleeve.
Well, actually, he's on the tattoo. That's him in there.
That'd be really funny.
There's a friends of his.
So the Eels, they won enough games to be 8th on the ladder. And then the last game of the season, regular season, they were playing the Dragons at Cogra. And I had a mate who had a dream about the score. Actually, no, I tell a lie. Hold on. That round 26, we went to the game.
Martin Luther King, brought to you by Sportsbet.
The Dragons kicked their asses round 26, right?
Yeah.
They kicked their asses round 26, and because of the way the ladder was at the time, it was that one played 8th.
I remember that.
Final.
I thought it was more fun, I thought.
The McIntyre system.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we played at Cogra back-to-back weeks because we played them round 26, and then we were 8th, and the Dragons were number 1.
Yep.
And so we played them again at Cogra, and I was like, fuck, we got smashed last week. We need to have a much better performance this week. And then my mate had a dream, and he said, I had a dream the Eels win 25-12. And I am quite superstitious, so I chucked $5 on it. My mate put $2 on it.
All right, let's just time out. Superstitious? We're going with that. Superstitious? I was superstitious. I put $5 on it. I was addicted to gambling, so I put $5 on it.
Well,
The tarot card is over. Well, it's a multi.
potato. You know, my mate had a dream, and I was like, oh, well, you know, that seems like a good omen.
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
All the people in Pokey's rooms with their lucky rabbit's foot, avoiding black cats and walking out the ladders.
The Eels won 25-12. Including a field goal to make it 25-12.
25-12 is such a bizarre scoreline now
That is
that I
a
think
bizarre
about
score.
it.
And that would have been great odds.
It paid 500 to 1. I won $2,500 off $5.
Fucking
Wow.
hell.
And my mate won 900, but he looked like he'd seen a ghost. You know, like when you've like just had a prophecy come true. He's like, what does this mean? And ever since then,
what are they trying to tell
whenever
me?
I've seen him since, I've been like, what are you doing here? Go to bed. Dude. We need you to be dreaming. Like, it's been years since you last...
Dude, you've got to sleep because I am down.
I'm hanging on by a
I'm
thread.
in the red, brother.
Come to think about it, he's the guy who suggested I try stand-up comedy.
So, I remember...
That'd be so great if you were that guy. I would just constantly be sending you texts like, Hamo, stay off the M15 this weekend. All right, just trust me.
Freak everyone out.
Hamo.
It was crazy. $5,000.
Hammer, I had a dream where you gave me $2,500.
And so we ended up going and celebrating by having magic mushrooms. It was a fantastic night. But the
What,
Eels...
hunting for more premonitions.
But the Hayne train brought us from like the doldrums to 8th to then...
Was it the Hayne train or the Hayne plane?
I believe it was the Hayne
It
plane.
started with the Hayne train, and then he evolved to the Hayne plane when he put the wings out.
And then the Hayne
Before he
automobile.
was doing these ones before.
I think anything that rhymes with Hayne is likely to get a go sometime.
The Hayne crane.
Oh, what a tackle! That's some Hayne pain.
The Hayne complaining witness.
Oh, absolute magic. That Hayne David Blaine.
The Hayne bloodstain from.
That is a good joke, but
So
for my first joke and exhibit B.
Did you meet Hayne when you were working at Para?
yeah, but it was just briefly.
Did he get acquitted recently?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. He's out. Can we get him on the pod, Hammer?
I reckon we could. Yeah, he's looking for some ways to, he's a comeback story. We could speak the same language.
I don't think he wants to go on the record again.
I think we can get him on.
Is that like, was there any furore about that, like at all? Like, was it just kind of like, oh yeah, no, he's out?
Oh yeah, there was furore, yeah, for sure.
There was outcry?
Yeah, there
Public
was
outcry? Because remember, he was getting convicted. There was like a lot of coverage, and then it was like the acquittal was kind of like, yeah, well.
But then there's also a lot of NRL players being like, "Free my boy," you know?
yeah.
Were there?
Yeah.
Oh.
He had to be I'm pretty sure he had to be put in the protection wing in jail because
Prisoners hate the 49ers.
Nah, it's because he was just too good at touch footy. The opposing sides are trying to injure him.
That's so, yeah, 'cause
that and they also send a friend upon sex crimes. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think it's new.
I think it's the Oztag stuff.
I think it's new. Jail's gone woke.
right, boys.
Back in the day, it was just whatever crime you're in for, apart from one.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean that was consistent, correct? Any kind of pedophilia was not a good place to be. Prison.
No, pedos, rapists, informants, cop dogs.
R.I.P.
They're all put in the protection wing. I also think that guys that do...
You sure it wasn't just because Hayden used to play on the wing? You're going to feel very at home here.
We've got to move him to the medical center. What were you going to say?
I can't remember.
Oh, that was good.
I'm sorry.
It was another group that you think should go to the protection wing.
Oh,
That's what you're going to say.
Oh, yes. Scammers of old people, financial fraud of the vulnerable old people. I don't want them in the regular wing with the goodies like the drug dealers.
The good. You don't think they deserve to be not around rapists and pedophiles?
You don't want to be associated with that kind of people. Like, people that kidnap and maybe some guys who've done some home invasions, bank robberies. Fine, I want to hang out with those guys. But if you've stolen grandma's life savings,
Have the decency to break into our house. Don't do it over the phone like a
I
coward.
fucking hate digital theft. Analog. That's what it's all about.
Kids
Like the
these
good old days.
behind their computers, not out in the world, experiencing
Go out
theft.
there, do something.
Yeah.
Live life.
well, people have home and contents insurance, and they're not normally stealing your life savings when someone breaks into your house and they steal the fucking, a TV and some pearls.
Is anyone still stealing a TV?
Yeah, dude.
Like they're worth
Have
nothing.
you met crackheads?
Yeah, but like
Do people steal iPhones anymore?
UK, moped crime, very common.
Or where they just rip it out of your hand while
just
you're
walking down the street and they go.
Yeah, right.
It's still funny, to this day, I've just kind of got the reflex a little bit. Like when everyone's any cyclist or motorcycle on anything, I pull my phone in.
Why have you had an attempt?
In
There we go. Stolen.
Everyone's got your phone. You
Got the reflexes now, fuckhead.
and he's going for your TV. Where your reflexes now, fuck it.
amazing reflexes. I saw it happen in Shoreditch a bunch of times, and there's definitely a guy circled me on a bike twice. So I kind of clocked it.
Yeah, okay.
He went past and kind of came back, and then I was just kind of well, it's going to my pocket.
Yeah, right, okay.
That's when I hear about people doing that kind of stuff. I feel like I wanted to get them around and be like, guys, this is not a good crime. This is not risk versus reward.
Guys, you can do so much better than this.
Can I talk
Guys,
to
you got to believe in your criminality.
Yeah, no one's gonna read a book about this.
Can I just sit you down and just show you some financial projections for you getting into drug dealing? This is what you could be doing in 2 years.
You know what's easier than snatching? Selling. So easy. I do like the idea of some kind of motivational speaker for criminals.
Yeah.
You got to aim bigger, guys.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
Yeah.
Get into drugs, get into extortion, racketeering. These are all great.
Yeah, and then you get to hang out with Hamo's friends in the cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a level of respect that came from being a successful drug dealer compared to some of these other pathetic petty crimes in jail.
What was the pettiest crime that you came across?
What is the pettiest crime in prison? You've still been sentenced, some kind of assault?
Oh, I think I mentioned there was a guy in there in a maximum security wing for driving while disqualified, right?
Really? Why?
Because it was his 11th time and the judge didn't know what to do with him.
God.
So I was like, you're just going to go. I've got to send you to jail for a little bit. But,
Do you think it helps?
don't know.
You couldn't drive for a bit, I guess.
Would it have stopped him? I don't know.
How do you stop someone from driving when they just really want to? That much? Can you please stop doing this? This is very annoying.
All right, look. We're going to sentence you to live on Hamilton Island where there's no cars, all right? There's golf buggies and you can't really hurt anyone with one of those.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Isn't Phillip Island a racetrack? Get him on there. Yes.
You think more driving?
Just driving in a nice contained circle. That's what we're
If
looking
he's that
for.
determined to do it, let's try and turn it into a proper skill.
Yeah, okay. NASCAR, you think? Get him to the Indy 500.
The man can't.
You're gonna
he
love
can't be
this.
stopped from getting behind a wheel. This sounds like a Fast and Furious kind of situation. This is.
so
we
funny.
all know about the DPP versus Dominic Toretto. You're on a similar
All
situation.
right, guys, welcome to your first day of Uber parole.
Why did you? I just really like driving. I like it. I don't know.
But like, if you were good at it, we wouldn't have to suspend your license. No, but I just like it. Like, I know I'm not good at
See how
it.
fast I was going?
Look, it's not about
In that thing? They said the top speed was 100.
Look, there's a sign that said the speed limit was 110. They were wrong.
Yeah.
I was going at least 150. The only limits are in your own mind.
It's not about driving well. It's just about enjoying the process. It's not about getting to the destination.
Look,
It's about the
you
journey.
play golf. I'm sure you're not very good. That is the energy I bring to driving.
One time when I was like 19, I was driving I'd gotten lost. I had gotten some directions. I got lost. I got frustrated that I was
I remember
like,
getting lost.
yeah.
Like, it's so, like, that is like a genuine nostalgic, like, it's just like, I don't know where I am and I can't immediately figure it
I'm
out.
there with a Gregory Street directory or like a printed out map from home before I went out. And I'm like, like Copernicus, trying to navigate this thing by the stars. And like,
Copernicus's map that he printed at home.
Oi, mate, pass me that sextant under the Gregory's.
and so, I fucked it up. I got frustrated. I did a U-turn, and then I'm like, I'm lost. I need to go back this way. And so I put my foot on the accelerator, and I went like 80 and a 50, maybe 90 and a 50 for like just one straight strip down near where is Barangaroo now. And
Oh, in the city you got lost?
yeah, it was like in those back streets down here, the wharf.
That thing with Circular
And-
Kiwi just looping. You're like, the bridge is right fucking
Yeah.
there. How do I get there?
But I went past a cop car.
Ah.
And immediately he went boo, and so I immediately pulled in to this whole row of cars that were parked, and I was like, oh, maybe he won't even be able to figure it out. But I had my foot still on the brake.
Brake lights
That's
are on.
so funny. You're doing GTA rules? You're like, it's only one star.
I thought if I just turn in real quick, maybe I'll be invisible. He'll think I'd already gone past. But then I had my foot on the brake, and so he just pulled up right behind me, and I'm like, fuck. So then I
You just missed him, officer.
so I was like, I'm gonna cop it sweet. So I just got out of the car to say good day, and he goes,
Wait, you got out of the car?
yeah, I got out of the
To
car.
say good day.
And I was like, yeah, mate, I've done the wrong thing here. And
You stay there. I'll come to you. Okay, you stay there.
No, get out.
And he's like, get back in the car right now.
That's if the cop's still in the car and you're in his words like, you have any idea how fast I was going?
License registration.
And so he came up and he goes, do you have any idea how fast you're going? And I go, I think I was going a little over. And he goes, a little over, you're losing your license. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So then he goes, like, give us your license. And then he went and sat back in his car and fucking, he sat there for a bit. And I'm like, oh, I think I've cooked this. But like, I don't think he didn't have any measure of exactly how fast I was going, right?
Right.
I don't think.
He
There
didn't
was no
clock you.
there was no gun on you. It was just
Clearly evident.
He'd seen me in a 50 zone going,
yeah.
and so
Good sound effect, by the way. That was good. I heard that in the earphones. Came through well. It's real nice.
I actually really liked his cop siren. That was quite impressive. I was like, what is this, a rap video?
A couple. And so then I was sitting there thinking I've cooked, and then he goes, where are you heading now? And I said, I was just heading home. And he goes, good. Just do that and don't fucking speed again. And I got let off with a warning.
What?
And I was like,
Was this back when you were a hot woman?
no, but I've always been a white dude. And that worked out fine as well.
Yeah, if you can say sir in a private school accent, it does go a long way.
If you're not argumentative, I find, and you're just like, oh, I've copped it, I'm only up to it. Like, yeah, I was going far. I made the mistake.
I tried this. It didn't work for me. I had a similar thing. I was driving to Byron Bay with some mates and
Are there other people in the car?
one person in the car. No, two. No, it was two.
There's other people there.
So, oh, wait. Oh, you reckon so he's got there's witnesses.
Yeah.
I'm driving and we're like almost there and I see a sign that says Byron Bay 140 kilometers. And in my mind, I go, well, if I drive at 140 kilometers an hour, in an hour, I'll be there.
Math checks out. He's not wrong.
Look, watertight.
And so I was going at probably 140 and he was parked in the middle at a median strip and lights off and whatever.
Yeah.
And by the time I got past, I could see his headlights. And I was like, oh, fuck. I think that was just a cop. And then, sure enough, turns around, sirens on, pulls me over. And he's like, why are we going so fast? And I was like,
Well, you see, we're only an hour away. If I do 140,
I'm actually really bad at maths.
Yeah, you
and
got
I
a pen
told
and
my
paper?
friends we'd be in Byron in an hour.
Yeah.
And then I saw a sign saying 140 kilometers away, and I was like, "Hey, I know how to go."
And I'm like, it's quite late. We're getting tired. We just really want to get there. He's like, well, you're going to get there regardless, aren't you? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you ever had a speeding fine before? And I said, no, sir. And he said, never? And I said, never. And he goes, well, you're getting one tonight. I was like, fuck you. I was like, I'm off here. He's like, you ever had one before? I'm like, no, sir, I'm a good driver, sir.
I'm glad to be your first. Fuck.
You never forget your first. Really, fuck Tom.
In front of my friends.
They filmed it. Yeah, dude. Mary got like the classic hot girl one once. It was just no right hand turn, turns right there, cop like literally sitting there, just sees her turn
Just
right.
waiting.
Yeah, just like pulls her over, and he's like, "You turn right," and she's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "It's a no right turn there," and she's like, "Oh no," and then he's like, "Give us your license." And he went back to his car, came back, and was like, "Well, we actually live around the corner from each other, and so it'd be awkward to bump into each other in the streets. I'll just let you off with a warning." And I'm like, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?"
Were you in the car?
No, this is just Mary on her own. Is like, chick lives near me. Might see her. Did her a favor. Let's see.
And he sees the two of you together one morning. It's like, what the fuck? Starts tailing you for weeks.
Did she have to jack him off or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Okay. She wouldn't have told you.
She didn't have to. But it was the polite thing to do.
Yeah. I understand.
I think like she's a good neighbor. We should call it, fellas.
What should we call it?
It's been a hot cabin.
Yep.
Are we letting on what we're doing now? Is that a thing?
No, I think we can add it in because like we were gonna
Do we want to announce?
because the Flog Cabin Patreon is starting.
It's coming.
Boom.
Well, that was
Soon.
the worst sound effect so far.
Ah,
It goes police siren, then and then that one.
Go again.
The Flog Cabin Patreon is coming.
Boom, 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 boom.
You trying to do Lord of the Rings? What was that?
Boom,
right.
boom, boom, boom.
So
Law and Order.
this is the last episode of the podcast. I can't deal with it. It's like that South Park episode where they make fun of Inception, where just the person just starts making this. It's like whenever there's an explanation. Yeah. The Flog Cabin Patreon is coming, so you get bonus content, more cabin.
More announcements coming, but as of October, end of October,
End of
31st,
October.
the Patreon is launching.
Yes, and there will be bonus content twice a month at least.
Hot new content, horny content, triple X content, forbidden content, exclusives, flog exclusives. It's all in there.
Sorry, that was a pop up.
Free iPads! Free iPads!
Dude, I really got to get a fucking ad blocker. This is brutal. But yeah, there's going to be more content coming, and
I think maybe we need to work on the pitch more than we do this.
I like my
We
pitch.
sound so unconvincing.
I know. But Hammer, you were going to talk about a thing. Just kind of, can you just say what that might be, and then we can chop it out if we don't want it.
Well, we're going to talk about floggers of the world. There's two that I picked out that I thought would be great for us to talk about, and also, oh no, we can't talk about that second part because that is going to be that's going to be Patreon
That's
only.
Patreon exclusive content that we can't even allude to.
Nope.
We have
Not even
All right,
hint.
this is coming out. This is bad.
So thanks for tuning.
Let's try one more time. Say the episode's over. Let's start again. Hammer. No, Hammer. Not your job. His job.
That's kind of we've run out of time.
All right, we should call it.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
No more time in the cabin, but thank you for joining us. My tour, I think, starts tomorrow when
Tomorrow?
this comes out.
Oh,
Tomorrow?
okay.
You should probably know that.
October 4th. This
October
comes
4th.
out. Yeah, October 4th in Melbourne, Ballarat, Warrnambool. That's the first weekend. Anyone else?
I got another one.
Hamo? Your book's on Booktopia. I mentioned that in the description last week.
Other Booktopia folders.
Yeah, I got an email from Booktopia. I hadn't checked it was out on there, but that's good.
I looked it up. I put a website in the description for last episode. I hope it works.
All right.
Hope the link works.
Apparently, Booktopia, it doesn't suck anymore. They're selling books again, so that's great.
Yep.
or at least someone who's designed a website that looks like Booktopia.
If you have bought or listened to my audiobook, can you review it? Because it's great to get reviews on Audible and on Amazon. One main person gave me a 2-star review. That's my first 2-star on Audible, but no actual words on why they didn't think it was good enough. But everyone else 5 stars. So get on that.
Get on that. Give Hamo's book a review. And other than that, stay flogged up.
Check the dodgems.
Bye.